Welcome anyone to my YouTube channel. This is Everett, aka Two Beasts to Kill You, aka the Beast with the Least. And for this video, I'm going to be talking about my Halo campaign evolved thoughts. Yeah. We'll just say probably middling at best. But yeah, before we get into it, let's hit that intro. All right. So, let's go ahead and just kind of get into it. Game's been out for officially for about a week. It's been out for a little longer, a week and a half or whatever. If you paid the extra to get the early access, which I don't understand why you need early access to a single player game, but whatever. Full disclosure, I did end up paying for it 2 days early just to play it and start trying to get it out of the way. But then I started playing with my buddies, and we're playing through Legendary. I beat it on my own on easy, but uh, it took a while to get through just because, well, I'll get into it obviously. So my overall thoughts, it's fine. I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10, maybe a 7, if I'm feeling more generous. But yeah, I just thought this was boring, and boring in a way that was just like disappointing, but also kind of expected. Because look, I've been playing Halo since the beginning. All for 25 years, I've been playing Halo. I've pretty much played them all day one, except for the first one. That one was, me and my family got it a little bit later. But still, we got it almost right away. Halo 2, Halo 3, pretty much ODST, Reach, all of them. Played since the beginning. Like day one, I've always tried to play Halo games when they come out on launch. So when I say this is someone who has played Halo, and this is not someone who's coming from a like, oh, I barely played Halo, I've dabbled in Halo, or I just got into Halo. This is someone who's been there since the beginning. Halo 1 is not as good as everyone remembers it to be. I mean, if you still think it that way, that's awesome, and I'm very happy for you. But I just was never a huge fan. I always thought it was okay at best. But people think it is a masterpiece beyond masterpiece, and it's not. It is just not. And I think Halo Campaign Evolved is now the definitive way to play that game, because they added stuff that made the game not as outdated. Because yes, you go back and play that game and you're not looking at it with rose tinted glasses. The same way, like, look, I'm a Gears of War guy. You can see right here. I'm a huge Gears of War fan. There's stuff right here you can't see. I'm a huge Gears of War guy. But I will tell you, Gears of War 1 is a little bit outdated when you go back and play it, because I look at these games as what they are and not what I think they are, what I want them to be, or whatever it is. I look at them for what they are. And Halo 1 was always not as good as people thought it was. And now that's not even just because of the outdated stuff for current times. I'm talking about what is the core game that this remake could not fix. That is long levels with waves of enemies that you're just going through, and it gets really monotonous, and it's just not as fun as everyone thinks it is. And so, like, yes, this game is so pretty. I will say that the Unreal Engine is awesome, but at the same time, I also think that the game is not, as pretty, but we'll get more into that. So yes, the game is prettier, but it plays better with sprint and aim down sights. Yes, those are improvements to the game. And if you don't think those are improvements to the game, I'm sorry, but you just are living in a dinosaur time where you don't understand what makes a game play well. Yes, can a game not have aim down sights and sprint and still be good? Yes, look at Doom, but look at the way that game is frenetic and the way it's fast paced. They are games meant, or a game like Counter-Strike, where, yeah, that's not a huge focus for things like that, but they're slowed down where you want to be slow and methodical and everything. Halo is not that. It is a action first-person shooter that is not fast. Originally, that was not fast, and levels were sometimes 40 minutes to an hour long, and sometimes you just want to get through them. At least that's what I thought. So now you have sprint and aim down sights, but it doesn't change that these levels sometimes just are so long because they throw so many enemies at you. And playing this game again, this is probably the fifth or sixth time I played through this specific campaign, and every time I've not enjoyed it, and it just reminded me that, like, Bungie never really learned how to how to evolve their gameplay, because Destiny is that way as well. And I know I'm a huge Destiny enjoyer, but the thing is, at least with Destiny they did have aim down sights and sprinting, and there's like, oh, you're getting loot and everything. This is just a level to just play through a level. At least at the end I'm getting, like, hopefully a new weapon or a new armor and all this stuff in Destiny. That's not this. This is the game, and it is what it is. And I just think that it's an outdated, archaic thing that they try to fix. And they've even tried to fix, like, the infamous level, the library. They try to make it more streamlined and more, like, not as confusing. And it was still just a bad level. It's still just bad level design, I think, in how it was. And just an overall just bad level. But yeah. Um I don't know. And the story is still obviously what it is. They did add some stuff, new dialogue and everything, but honestly, that doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't make the game worse or better for me. It just kind of is there. Um yeah, I don't know. And then, like, to top it all off, that last level of the Maw, the final, like, trench run area, I know people love those. Like in Halo 3 they had one, obviously, and they people love those things, and I'm just like, the driving, they didn't improve it. The driving the Warthog is still just terrible. Yeah, I can't. As I'm thinking about this, I'm probably going to stick with a 6 out of 10 for my rating. Now, they did add some stuff, obviously, with, like, prequel missions and some of the like, later on weapons and everything are in this game. But those prequel missions are still not as good. The bonus missions, they're just kind of like, okay, someone who knows, who knows what Halo is about, created new missions, and then that's it. There's not really much more to add on to that, unfortunately. I know this is probably going to be one of the shorter uh like thoughts videos I have on a video game, but this is a 25-year-old game at this point, or near 25-year-old game, and a game that I've just not been a huge fan of, basically ever since the beginning. It's just weird that I'm just not a Halo guy, and I still keep playing them day and date. This is a controversial thing, a controversial opinion, but I think 343 Halos have been better. The more they try to do their own stuff, yes, they've had mistakes. They've made some missteps with, like, loadouts in the multiplayer for Halo 4, trying to make it more like Call of Duty or whatever. But like Halo 5 and Infinite, I think are just vastly superior games when it comes to the gameplay. Specifically, I think Halo Infinite is probably the best Halo game. It's just what it is. Halo 4 is the best story, and I enjoy those games a lot more. I enjoy that. It's probably why I enjoy Gears of War a lot more. It's just a little bit more quick pace than Halo games, and more twitchy or whatever. So yeah. Um but that's for overall gameplay and story and stuff. As for how it looks, the music and look, it's good. Again, it looks very beautiful. The Unreal Engine is, a very good engine. But also at the same time, I also think it's not as good as it could have looked, or maybe not as pretty as it should have been, or whatever you want to say. It just looks too shiny. And I at points like I think maybe Halo Infinite kind of looks better, and they use a different engine, their own slip space engine, or I think it was the Blam Bam engine. I forgot what it's called. Um, and so them switching to UE5 or the UE Unreal Engine, you know, there's probably not going to be there's going to be some growing pains, and they wanted to make it look the way it looked for on purpose for whatever reason. But it just everything looks so shiny, looks too much like a toy. It still looks really good, but yeah. And the music is the music, Marty O'Donnell's score is always going to be one of the more iconic scores of video gaming. So yeah. But yeah, that's going to be my thoughts, I think. Just it looks great, sounds great, but I just don't think it plays as awesome as it should have been, for a full-blown remake. Um I still think this is the definitive way to play this game. I know that's not going to be the popular opinion. I've already seen that nobody seems to like this remake, and I don't, but for different reasons compared to those people. But yeah, I don't know. That's gonna go ahead and end my thoughts right there. Uh, yeah. So as per usual, you like what I do on this channel, you like the videos I put out, you like my podcast, new episodes every Monday. Like, comment, subscribe, share, dislike, give me hate comments, threaten my life. I don't really care. Interact with my videos. It's all good. But until next time, I'll catch you later.